We're live. Good evening, one. Good evening, all, to Friends for Who, episode 40 something or something. I'm your host, Adam the Ultimate Whovian, and I'm joined by Taylor Who,
Hello.
SkaroMondasProductions,
What's up, everybody?
and Pertwee Smith 11.
Good morning.
Right, yes. Well, in the news today, for Doctor Who fans, we've had some sort of breaking-ish news, at least breaking for a lot of people, maybe not so breaking for other people, that John Simm will be returning to Doctor Who to play the Master. And that's practically it. It's just like they've just announced his return. They haven't sort of given the details, although practically he is going to be potentially in the finale. And that, so yeah, Ben, I'm going to start with you. Now, you because you're quite a big Finnish fan, you've listened to the audio story of the Two Masters. I sort of wondered, what you thought of that story and sort of how you feel that it will go down in the new series.
Well, the Two Masters is one of the best monster-range big finishes they've done in a long time, so it's got a lot to live up to. So yeah, that's what I can really say. It's a very good big finish story. So, and plus Missy and John Simm's Master, I'm not 100% keen on. Whereas Jeffrey Beavers and Alex McQueen, I adore, and they just complement each other just brilliantly. But yeah, that's a good story, that, and I'm quite concerned that Moffat's sort of going, oh, big finish, have done it, let's see if I can do it on screen, and they're probably market it saying, look, first multi-master story, when it's not, and it's just, I don't know how to feel about it, really.
Yeah, as I say, it's sort of this sort of news response getting a bit mixed. Yeah, I sort of heard that the Two Masters is quite a good one and written by John Dorney, who I think is great. Wrath of the Iceni is really good, as was The Red Lady. I thought that was a good story. Not like brilliant, but I still liked it. I think it was still a solid story.
Compared to Moffat, he's a god.
Yeah, I don't think you could do no wrong with John Dorney, and from the sound of it, you need to give this a go. So yeah, I was also go to Matt. What do you think of the news?
It's sort of one of those things. I'm interested, but not interested in a sense of anticipation or positivity. It's more a sense of interest in how it's going to go down. I mean, in my opinion, it'll be nice to have John Simm back, as I can sort of say we've got the Master back, because I can't really say that with Missy. When I see a trailer with Missy coming back, I can't say, oh yeah, the Master's back. Albeit I'm not a big John Simm fan or his interpretation of the Master, but it would be nice in that sense. And Adam, you and me were discussing before we went on there that this sort of theory has come to fruition that Missy wasn't never the Master and John Simm is the Master, or whatever that's about. And I said even though it'd be a slap in the face and just a waste of a couple of years of developing that character, I would be so happy, if that was actually the case. But we'll have to see. The finale looks a jam-packed one, not really in a good sense. It could. I don't see how it's going to flow smoothly with all the Mondasian Master, Cyberman come back rather, and the multi-Cyberman story. Now we've got a multi-Master story. It just doesn't look like it's going to flow smoothly, but we'll see how it goes down, I guess.
Even if fans were sort of pissing about when they're sort of making that rumor, you wouldn't put it past Moffat to do something like that.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly. After Series 9, anything is possible,
Very much so. And Taylor?
I think you could look at it two ways. It could be good news, it could be bad news, because we know that Stephen Moffat in the past hasn't done things to how people would like them. But I think it's a nice idea to bring him back. I thought he'd never come back. I thought I read somewhere that he said he was done with the show, but obviously clearly he isn't. I think it's interesting where they're going to pull him out from, like, the timeline. Like, is it going to be Series 3, like between Utopia and the Sound of Drums, or is it going to be after the end of time? It's going to be interesting where he picks up and how that integrates with Missy. Is she going to go back into her own timeline? There's obviously theories that she's not the Master. I don't think that's the case. I think she is, because in the Series 8 two-parter, he feels the hearts and everything. I can't see her being just a separate Time Lord or anything. So I think it's going to be interesting how they integrate the like timey-wimey aspect of it. But as for news, I think if he kind of goes more series 3 kind of master rather than the skeletal master he was in the End of Time, I think it's a good call. I think it's a cool idea, and I think, as Matt said, it's going to be a jam-packed finale to have 2 masters and the Sidemen in it.
Yeah, yeah, good points, mate. The thing is with me, my opinion is just like, how did Stephen Moffat? Why did he think let's do John Simm and Michelle Gomez? I'm not quite sure. I don't understand why he'd want to do that. Did he literally have a coin? He'd flip a coin. Well, it's going to be either a multi-Doctor story or a multi-Master story, and then, or I just don't understand the mentality. Really, he sort of just goes on to say, "Oh, it's just great to have John Simm and Michelle Gomez having a personality clash," but for what purpose? Or is it just for entertainment? Or what fans would think would be, cool to see? Oh, let's do the first multi-mass story for TV, or like for the news series at least. I that's sort of why. If he sort of explained maybe why and how a bit more, then I sort of might get behind it a little bit. But I think he just doing it just because, a personality clash. It was so cool in the Day of the Doctor when we got David and Matt in the room together. Let's just see how this does for the Master. But other than that, I just don't understand the mentality, and therefore I just don't know what to think of it really.
Can I quickly add something?
Absolutely.
I've kind of got 2 concerns with this. Is right. Capaldi apparently is leaving in Christmas, right?
Hmm.
Do you think they're blowing the guns too soon with having multi-master and Mondas Cybermen?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I feel like they've kind of shot themselves in the foot going, crap. Unless the finale leads into the Christmas special, which there's a nice idea, but it sort of alienates Joe Public, really, in my view. Because obviously Christmas, not everyone's going to be watching Doctor. It's just that thing on the telly, and they want to see how Peter goes, I guess. But when I heard the news, I wasn't really fussed about John Simm. It was just sort of a shoulder shrug, just going, all right. But my main concern was Peter. I feel like this series has got to work for Peter, and adding all those different elements, because you've already got Nardole, Bill, Missy, Mondas Cybermen in the finale. You've already got a lot of characters to cater for, so adding another element to it, you're going to lose somebody within that mix, and I've got a feeling that'll be Peter. And this is Peter's last stand, really, I guess. And you only get one shot as the Doctor. So this is really make or break for me. And that's my concern, because Peter, he's got it in him. It's just whether the story's good enough, and I just think it's just overloaded and it's just going to be too saturated. Just going, oh, look, Cybermen for 5 minutes. Oh, John Simm. I feel like the Cybermen will probably be what is pushed out. But I'm just concerned on Peter's behalf, really, on giving him a good finale and just doing himself justice, really.
And I think, of course, we already had like a Cybermen Master finale in his first. I sort of just feel like, why are you sort of doing it again? But as you say, with a bit more overload with classic Cybermen, Mondasian, and of course the Russell T Davies Cybermen are presumably going to be making an appearance alongside the 2013, 2014 ones. And I think this whole series sort of had fan service overload. We're having Mavellans in episode 1. We've got classic sonic screwdrivers for giggles to upsell more classic sonic screwdrivers, because apparently maybe the classic sonic screwdrivers haven't been selling well, which I kind of doubt. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to literally repackage the 5th Doctor sonic screwdriver in it's just going to be labeled Nardole's sonic screwdriver now.
Yeah, that's what I'm dreading.
It's going to be that. Oh, I remember when Series 8, sort of start Series 8, they sort of had they revealed the sort of yellowy sort of packaging. They sort of have the 3.75-inch figures and sort of that kind of tacky looking backdrop that the merchandise and figures would be sort of, it would just be like that. And they re-released like the sonic screwdrivers like to death anyway. Like, how many 10th Doctor Sonics do we have?
About 60 odd releases of it.
Yes.
We had the toothpaste one.
Yeah.
We've had it always.
Yeah, I don't mind the Ice Warriors because I feel like Mark has sort of he's updating them. He's going to add to them. Or at least hopefully, instead of just be like, oh look, Ice
Well, I
Warriors.
feel Big Finish have already sort of done what Gatiss is going to do, but we're going to see it on screen this time.
Yeah, I do look sort of. I still kind of look forward to that, even if it has been explored in expanded media. I think at the forefront. I think it still could be a very interesting story. I mean, Cold War, in my opinion, was a pretty solid one. And I think people are
best of the
kind of down
series.
for it. Yeah, it probably yeah.
Yeah.
It is. I think it's fair to say.
And it's the shortest New Who episode,
Yeah, it's about 40 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that all? I think that's pretty much. Anything you want to guys add to this?
Yeah, I was just going to say, really, it just looks like, with like current sort of Doctor Who, they now sort of like know the limit. And the thing is, with Series 10, they've had that time to research and check the opinions, check the reviews, check the critics, and see what the fans want. But the thing is, they just don't know the limit. They've put into Series 10, and they're trying to make this big epic series with all this and all that. But the thing is, what cards have they got left for the regeneration story? That's got to be epic as well. It doesn't have to be epic, but it has to be a big important story. And what can you actually do for it? So.
And the thing in as well, this is Moffat said this is a brand new start. This is a total reboot of the program, and yet they're cramming in loads of fan stuff. So right off the bat, it's sort of losing what they're trying to get at straight away.
Yeah, well, yeah, I agree with that. I mean, you're dragging back the past. But what are your guys' thoughts on sort of like just out of interest on this sort of reboot sort of thing? Do you think it's a good thing or?
James,
hello.
How do you do?
I'm alive. That's
alive.
That's a good start.
You're alive. As people say, that is a good start.
Yeah.
So, John Simm, yay!
Well, I hated John Simm for years
because he's negative.
he acted like a total prancy knob. And the other month, I rewatched Utopia and Last of the Time Lords, and since Missy has completely destroyed my soul, I actually like John Simm now, because he no matter how mental he acts, he's not as shit as Missy. So I'm quite pleased, and I know why they've brought him back. It's because lots of the die-hard fans and sort of some of the early RTD fans, they don't like Missy, so they're bringing in John Simm to sort of lessen the blow, so they can have a master story, but still get a new story out of it, but also less complaints about it as well. So I'm pretty pleased.
You're the most positive on the Hangout, which quite surprising, because we sort of haven't really been, too kind to the news.
Well, if they let the leak, if they let the sort of the leak simmer for another week, like Series 9. Series 10, I mean, it's in a bloody week. You could have waited, BBC, because I was thinking about this before. They have two ways of making money from this, and equally it would have worked. You let the leaks happen, and everybody will join in to watch the episode, so they can watch the next time trailer at the end to see if these rumours are true. So that thus gets viewership up. And then you can properly make a new story out of it halfway through the series to get some publicity. Or you can take advantage of these leaks and announce it like they have. That way, viewership throughout the series goes up, and also within that first episode. So it rarely is a win-win situation. However, it's a win-lose for storytelling.
Yes, and I gotta admit, I'm sort of going to take your point. So another news. What I'm sort of going to do, I'm sort of you made some very valid points, but I sort of want to bounce it to another story that's recently. It's been announced that Bill Potter's gay, and I personally believe that shouldn't have been revealed. Why does that have to be a news headline? I feel like that should be. Yeah. Sorry, I randomly heard some background noise. Sorry, my bad. That shouldn't be news. Like it should be explored in the show. It shouldn't be a headline. It should be something that comes naturally in the show. Now it's just a headline. Now people are just going in, be like, "Oh, this character's gay," instead of finding out in the first episode, which I think is a bit stupid, to be honest.
It's only an issue if you make it an issue. And the media and the BBC have made it an issue by making it like some big grand thing. Look, we're getting the first gay companion. No, you're fucking not, love. Izzy Sinclair was the first lesbian companion in the DWM comics. Jack Harkness, I don't care what you say. He was a companion for 5 episodes. That makes him a temporary full-time companion. So he was one. You have all these characters, and they're making it out like we've never had a gay character in Doctor Who before. I'm pretty sure Chameleon was a bit gay as well. Come on, like, it's only an issue if you make it an issue. And Stephen Moffat, he came out yesterday, and he pretty much said the exact same thing. And he doesn't want the media to hype it up because kids are going to be growing up thinking, well, if I'm gay, then, you know, I'm this anomaly, I'm something special. And that's what he has done. And because if you're trying to normalize something, you're not going to do that when you're making a massive headline about it. And I'm not being funny, it already is normalized. We have the best representation of characters ever currently, when Stephen Moffat isn't writing them. They're everywhere, and you're making it out like this is some brand new revelation thing, and it's not. It rarely isn't. The first like sort of gay exploration in Doctor Who was pretty much survival with Ace and Lisa Barman's Cheetah character. Like, it's really not a new thing. I don't care. I couldn't give a shit if she's gay. I couldn't give a shit if she was straight. All I care about is she's a good character with a good story to tell, and if she will, as a character, benefit the show. And quite frankly, I don't think she's going to do much for me, because from the stuff I've heard, from what I've seen, I don't like her personality. That's the problem. She seems to be this very overexcited, sort of eccentric character, like the over ball of joy thing. But I was quite impressed with that little clip that was shown on BBC One the other night with Capaldi, when they sort of first meet and talking about lectures. I did enjoy that, but honestly, I've not really got that much high hopes for Bill. But but a lot of Series 10, I am quite looking forward to.
Hey, well, wouldn't you know?
I just got to add, you know that picture of her on the Doctor Who magazine?
Yeah,
And that top she's wearing, I think that was like an indication for like the pride flag or something. I might be really looking into things too much, but that'd be like a little hint.
Like,
Going, there you go, pride.
And I think she wears that in like one of the mid episodes.
Isn't it episode 2?
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
She was outside like a house or something, like this big manor at night, and then saw that.
That's the university, isn't it? That big manor.
Is it?
House. Yeah, I think that's a uni.
I think the best news about the uni we've heard is that there's going to be a scene with Capaldi sitting on top of it eating a kebab. I want to see that.
Not a sausage roll.
Well,
We've got
that's something else
#DWSR
entirely.
for that.
Thank you, DMA. Ben, do you want to sort of? Did you want to say anything on the?
Well, I don't think there is anything what should be said. At the end of the day, it's very much a normal thing. You know, if it was 20 years ago, then yeah, it would have made the headlines, because at the end of the day, it's a kids' show, and it's a whole different generation. We're the modern generation. We grew up with this all around us. We know that it's not a big taboo subject, so it's sort of ingrained in our society. It's not a thing what should be going, look, she's gay, because that just alienates people going, well, am I special, or, you know, am I different to society? I don't fit into society. So it just sort of, yeah, I just don't think it should have been revealed. I think it's not a hoo-ha, except she's who she is.
It is very much ironic how they are basically putting themselves into a paradox, into a show about sci-fi, because thus trying to normalize it, you are denormalizing it by making it a ginormous thing.
Indeed. And last but not least, Matt.
Yeah, pretty much everyone said it's not really something you should have too much of an opinion on, because there's not really anything, you know, revealing about the character. It doesn't develop the character in any sense. It's not going to, well, change a story or whatever. It's just what it is, really. And it's quite common in TV and film these days. You know, they make this big deal out of it, get the headlines, and they get the brownie points from that sort of community and all that for the attention. But it's whatever, really. It's nothing much. It's not going to change her character. Let's just see what she's like. Let's see what Pearl Mackie can do as an actress and what Stephen Moffat can do and the rest of the writers for her character, really.
Yeah, and considering we have other TV programs that don't have to make it a headline, I think it kind of makes them a bit more petty, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's fine. I find this weird. This is sort of unrelated. This has sort of come out at a time. There was sort of this embargo with the new Beauty and the Beast movie about Josh Gad's character. Josh Gad's reinterpretation of LeFou. They are, and there's this whole controversy of that, and that's beyond. I think apparently. From what I heard, it's not even that big of a deal. So, yeah.
But I've got a bit of a theory behind it, and it rarely is because the media doesn't like Doctor Who. It never has liked Doctor Who. It's because it is a show about a white male who they believe can change into any form, which he can't. He always stays true to humanoid form. And there's always been this massive stigma about Doctor Who being sexist and racist and homophobic, when if you actually go back and look at the show's history, that isn't bloody true. And that is why this headline has come about, and this big denormalization about it, but this big hoo-ha. It's because they have this fixed idea about Doctor Who being a sexist, racist, homophobic show with zero representation in it. When you go back, and that's not true. It really isn't true.
Precisely.
Oh, can I just mention this one little thing? On I think it was the Stripped for Action 8th Doctor DVD extra on, I cannot remember what DVD it was. Ben could probably tell you.
Probably the TV movie special edition, isn't it? From Revisitation 1.
Do you know what? I think it might be actually, because I did watch it on YouTube. And they talk about Izzy Sinclair because she was the first lesbian character. And they said they got, I rarely find the story so amusing because they got 2 letters in. They were expecting like an income of flooding letters, but they only got 2 letters in. One person going, "This is disgraceful. I'm unsubscribing and never buying Doctor Who magazine ever again." And the second letter was from Russell T Davies, and it's basically, "Oh, this is lovely news. But thank you very much. Oh, yes." And I don't know why, but I just love that story. And I do think that they are sort of taking a bit of a testament away from Russell T Davies and what he actually did bring to the show. And I do think everybody does owe it to themselves, if they are interested in Bill being gay, to actually go back and watch the RTD era. Because you'll find, a lot of different and brand new ideas and things.
Yep.
Pretty much, yeah. What I sort of wanted to... I didn't want to feel like I was ignoring them. The comments. Hello, Ben. At the end of time, the ring is still there. Do you think that they're going to make a big deal about the drums in his head?
I think that's done though, that story arc with the drums, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that, people are saying I really want this to be the end of time, pre-master, but you can't exactly do that, because it doesn't really fit into the timeline, because the master goes back, and then he fakes the story. You could, to become Prime Minister, you could slot it before he makes himself Prime Minister. However, that doesn't exactly work because the TARDIS was coordinated to that point in 2007. So it has to be a post end of time story. And what it's probably going to be is the Master's escaped from Gallifrey, and he's probably trying to find a new way to sort of revitalize himself, and then he comes across his future self and along with a future Doctor. So I think that's what I think it's going to be.
Or we all hope that Missy's fake and just like, she's an android Doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, the android invasion, please.
Or it turns out to be Chameleon.
Capaldi just shakes Missy and then...
One thing I do hope that they do is with the Missy regeneration. Obviously, they're going to show John Simm regenerating into Missy. That's what I mean. I really hope they show it that it's an artificial regeneration, that it's not a natural cause for a Time Lord.
This is Moffat. Look at how bent.
Yeah,
that is very true.
Look at that.
Because it literally makes no sense for a Time Lord to switch sexes, because the cells they renew and reorganize themselves. That doesn't create new organs. I'm sorry. So, and I think the Master would go to the means of manipulating his own DNA in order to escape the wrath of the Time Lords. So, I'm hoping for that route, but I know they're not, and the Master's still ruined.
Pretty much. Well, as they said, it's Moffat. Hello, TARDIS Traveller. Hello, Harry Phillips. Hi, Adam. Have a great Easter. Thank you, Harry. Does this mean we can confirm that Missy is a regeneration of the Master so that people can stop thinking she's the Rani?
I've still got hope that she's the Rani, to be perfectly honest.
I think we all hope deep down.
Yeah.
Even if she was, she's still terrible.
Yeah.
But the
Right,
Rani
but
was
if it-
handsome by
if
many
it's
ways.
Rani,
It's
for
still
being-
less shit because nobody gives a shit about the Rani. Like if they brought back the Rani and made Missy that, they could have actually made people care about the Rani. But with the Master, it's a character that's been around since 1971. You know who he is. You know what he's about. And when you flip that all around, it's not the same character anymore.
And I like when they were recording Dark Water, they recorded it as the Rani.
Yeah.
So it kind of gives me hope that they might use that footage and it was all a trick all along. But hey,
Like,
You know?
just consider Missy like an alternate universe Master from like the Schalke universe or something like that.
so you're saying Derek Jacobi regenerated into Gomez?
Well, Derek Jacobi was an android in Scream of the Schalke. So.
All right, chill. Take your medication.
Sammy Satine, I agree with the Moth about not making a big deal about Bill being gay. Very pleased for the LGBTQ community. They are getting more representation. Can't speak tonight. They're getting more representation. Yes. Indeed. Hello, Laura Bug. Hello, JR can review. Oh, wait. Fuck. I thought
Adam.
Hello again. Hello again. Hello, Ben.
Hello.
Hello, Matt.
Hello.
All right, let's move on. Yes, they are, but it's stupid. It's 2017, and being gay shouldn't be a big thing. Exactly, Ben. My friend says...
Preach.
Preach. My friend says that the return of John, like the Master, is a sign of the female Doctor. Sorry, my English. I don't speak it very well. What are you think about a bot? But about, yeah.
Well, I did say this before, and I fear that it's going to be a female Doctor because they've not announced anything yet.
Apparently, the press did get a glimpse of the new Doctor, but I'm taking that with a pinch of salt.
Well,
Yeah,
they're
I
saying-
did see it's going to be some dashing 30.
Yeah.
Man.
That's the
Like,
rumor,
I
isn't it?
would have accepted Chris Marshall, to be honest, because I don't know. Like, I really enjoyed the rumors of him, but I can't stop seeing him as Nick from My Family, who was a bit of a twat and was the best character in that. But I think Chris Marshall could have been a good Doctor because he's not overly popular, if you get me. And the rumors about him, I did quite.
Yeah, well, he's out of Death in Paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who the hell is this woman that they're wanting to be? And she's like the most ugliest fucking
Oh,
thing I've ever seen in
Phoebe
my life.
thingy.
No. She has like the short white hair.
What, Tilda Swinton?
Oh,
That's the
Oh,
one.
yeah.
she's a funny looking bugger. Like the press, they're picking like all the funny looking actors, Eddie Redmayne, and just going, oh, this could be the Doctor. This could be the Doctor. Oh, it's neck and neck for who's going to be the new Doctor. No, they're fucking not. Shut up.
It's just bet. It's not actual
I
audience
like
rounds.
what James and Luke were sort of saying before, just like, Americans think we Brits sort of associate ourselves with just Doctor Who and Harry Potter, therefore, Rupert Grint, Daniel Radcliffe, those names will always be sort of thrown about.
Or good old Benedict Cumberbatch, because hey, Sherlock's popular.
Oh, Benedict Cumberbatch as the Doctor would piss me off beyond belief because
I
I
don't
don't
think he
like
can.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
No, he's Doctor Strange.
He plays the same character in everything. The sort of quirky, sort of out of the ordinary type of person who doesn't quite fit into society. Like I was watching Star Trek Beyond. No. It was Star Trek
Into Darkness.
Into Darkness. And he plays Sherlock. He plays an evil Sherlock. there's no diversity with his acting range. I'm sorry, I don't like Benedict Cumberbatch, and I don't want him anywhere near Doctor Who in any capacity.
It
Big
could
finish.
never happen. It wouldn't happen. Another thing.
I prefer him as the Master, to be honest.
Oh no, I'd hate him as the Master.
Charles Dance.
Like one
Remember when
thing-
that was a rumor?
Ugh.
I would've loved
that was
that.
a
Those
good
were the
rumor,
hopeful
though.
days. Those were the hopeful days.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Like, do you remember these? Do you remember how a few years ago everybody wanted there to be a Doctor Who and Sherlock crossover? I kind of wish they would have got that out of the way with a Red-Nosed Day short, because we can separate Benedict Cumberbatch away from Doctor Who. But they never done that, and they would have made lots of money with that, and would have donated lots to comic relief for that. But no, they didn't.
I think it would have worked better with Smith's Doctor than Capaldi.
Yeah, definitely. It's like that fan-made video, and it's got Matt Smith meeting.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Was that made by John Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done the new teasers as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you that pissed off me on the visual beyond belief. I saw a fucking great tweet about that today. I was laughing my ass
Good
off
old
by
Dima.
Dima.
Yes, indeed.
That's a crap. I forgot this was sort of like a family show. Sorry, Adam.
It doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure the people watching are at least over 12. Where was I sort of with the?
I hope so.
I don't think it's people who are gay, but people. I think I sort of read that. He could have been from the time. What? Yeah. May I ask? Yep. That is confirmed. I love Missy so much. No, sorry. I love Missy. Why do people hate her so much?
Sorry.
So why do you
Get
guys?
out.
No.
She's a wonderfully crafted character. Like she's got some excellent dialogue. She's better than
Did you say she was better than Delgado? 'Cause
No, of course.
I'm ending now.
Adam,
I'm
we're
ending
taking
now.
over this podcast. Shut the fuck up.
Joking.
Right.
I'd be off my tits to say that.
The reason people don't like Missy, it's because when you have a character for over 40 years, there are a strict set of rules for how they should act, right? And obviously the definitive master, without a doubt, is Roger Delgado.
Indeed.
Because he was the first and the best. He had the best Doctor chemistry. And what the master was back then was this cold and calculative evil genius.
Was Moriarty.
It was Moriarty, and it was Moriarty and Sherlock. John Pertwee stopped being Sherlock Holmes, the master being Moriarty. And there was an absolutely fantastic dynamic where they're just constantly trying to outdo each other. And it was this brilliant dynamic. It was serious, and they saw each other as genuine threats. And they would dig with each other. Like the Master, one of the best scenes of the Master is in The Mind of Evil, and he sees his ultimate fear, and it's the Doctor laughing at him. It's the Doctor not taking him seriously and not taking his threat seriously. And this cold calculative Master, it continued throughout the 80s. And Anthony Ainley, he took on this more theatrical persona, but it still was the same character at the core. And then when Future Masters came who acted a bit silly, people weren't quite into that, because they don't think that, even back then, people thought that the Master should be straightforward, toned down and calculative, and to watch from a distance. And then Missy comes along, balls forward, snogs the Doctor, and tickles Dalek's balls, and it completely obliterates the legacy of a character, really. And it ruins the mystery dynamic of, are these two brothers? Because you don't snog your brother, even if it's just to spite them, it's just bloody weird. And even the way that Missy and the Doctor act around each other about being best friends and I want to be friends again, that completely ruins the brother dynamic that was teased throughout the classic series. And I think Missy, she's knocked that many things out of the show. It's very hard for people to get behind her. And honestly, I feel a lot of the people who like her just say they do out of fear, or force themselves to like Missy out of fear of being called sexist. Because that's what people have been getting for speaking out about Missy. No matter how no matter how intellectual they are about it all, they rarely it always goes back to the whole, oh, you're sexist because you don't want a woman in the show. It's completely ridiculous, and it really is a side of the fan base that people are really scared to speak out about Missy. I'm sorry I've ranted about this for a long time. It's just that Missy isn't the master and how people view her, so that's why, you know, she is the way she is. With a fan
can drop the mic.
Long story short, we're brought up on the classic series, and it's very much black. It's black
Anyway,
and white
Peter,
for
Peter
us.
Pratt, man. Wasn't Peter Pratt brilliant in Deadly Assassin?
Yes, Peter Pratt is one of my favourite masters.
Yeah, he's got me. Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
you watch Peter Pratt and you think, you know, you could have watched him for like another 2 or 3 serials, because I
would have been happy with that.
Peter Pratt, he was so fantastic, and The Deadly Assassin's my favourite story, so I'm going to be a little bit biased.
Yeah, absolutely fair enough. In fact, I'm not quite sure if I actually even done a hangout. I remember sort of around 2015, I sort of did. We would talk about different TARDIS designs, different like sort of things, that sort of reoccurrences in Doctor Who. I don't think I actually ever did the Masters, so that could be something in maybe sort of after Series 10 in the pipeline. Perhaps.
I'm surprised it's not a Lost Whovian High Council episode.
There are many lost.
There are a few. Yeah.
Yeah, let's catch up with the comments. Hello, David. Maybe John Simm Master is in the box in the TARDIS like the TV movie. Yeah. Yep.
Good.
Can you repeat that?
Sorry. Maybe John Simm's Master is in a box in the TARDIS like the TV movie.
Sperm.
Or like in that kinky cage, or
Ben
in
Atkinson.
that like kinky cage that Tennant like teased at the end of like Last of the Time Lords. He's going to be my pet.
And David says, John Simm is an amazing actor. If he's returning, my assumption is that we're going to get to see how he regenerated into Missy there, but we'll see. I still have to like read these comments at a leg. Hi, Jack. No, I'm not over 12. What? You're what? Fucking hell, Ben. I'm 33 and sometimes gay, FYI, David Who. Sammy Satine, a female doctor is fine idea, but when Billy Piper said it would be a snub if the next doctor wasn't a woman, I wanted to kill her. That is not feminism, Billy. Yeah, Billy Piper actually, I believe has come out and said that she would want the next doctor to be female.
I don't get why she's in the running as well. Everyone throws Billy Piper in when they're.
She was last time, wasn't she?
Like, what?
She's in it
Yeah.
every year. She's in it every year. Well, every time that there's a Doctor Who. But I don't think that... Right, I raise this question to every single person who says that there should be a female Doctor. Would you take an iconic cinema character like Ripley and make her a man? Would you take Lara Croft and make her a man? You wouldn't.
James
Why?
Bond.
Because
James
it's
Bond a woman, yeah.
Would you make James Bond? Would you make James Bond a woman? No, you wouldn't, because it's a stupid idea, and it makes no sense in order to switch gender roles. And the Doctor was meant to be a iconic grandfather figure, and to many people, he is that. And over 50 years, you have built this father relationship with this character. You know, the Doctor has been a father, has been like a father figure to millions and millions of people across the
Billions.
world.
That's probably that's what I said. That's
If
probably
you suddenly make them a woman, it's just a ridiculous idea that you wouldn't do with anybody else. You just do it to exploit regeneration, really. And again, I would never want to see a male Ripley. I would never want to see a male Lara Croft, because, you know, there already is a male Lara Croft. He's called Nathan Drake, and there already is a female Doctor. She is called Romana and wasn't made to be that. Romana was made to be the female equivalent of the Doctor. If you want a female Doctor, bring her back as a companion. I'd be 105% open to that.
So James,
Yeah.
right now on you, how many mics do you have?
1.
All right, you have to just have to drop the one mic. Right. Okay. Ben Atkinson wants Bill Cosby for Doctor.
Oh God.
That will end well. It'll be like Jim will fix it all over again.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was joking. David Who. I could go on about how the BBC viewership has a recent homophobia problem and how the BBC is trying to tackle it head on by pre-announcing every LGBT drama and filmed before it's aired. But ... Oh, I think you probably will follow that up. Hello, Minnesota Gallifreyan or Elijah. Hello. Critic, I think, or Critic. Yeah, Critic. Look, I was 2 when Doctor Who returned in 2005. I loved it from the first episode airing. The Master was the first big threat I had seen. I was so hyped when he came back in the end of time. But now she's there, just there. Image in if in art. I'm reading it as in how it is. Image in if in RTD era, Davros and the Daleks were with the Master in the same episode. Yeah, I swear that's like into sort of around 2008, 2009. It's all going to be that Davros is going to team up with the Master, and that's sort of always weirdly sort of been like, yeah, there's going to be an episode where they're just going to join alliance, make alliance, and that's probably not going to happen. Like as you know, if we may get sort of a connection with the ending of The Witch's Familiar and sort of how she then will reappear.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I don't think they'll follow it through.
No,
I don't either.
Because there's been no sign of the Daleks. They're in the first episode, and that's got nothing to do with Missy. I think she's... Oh my god, I've worked it out. Do you know how she was surrounded at the end by all the different types of Daleks?
Yeah.
Yep.
And she goes, I think I've got an idea. In the same episode she's appearing in, she's got loads of different eras of Cybermen. Is she just teleported out of there and just gone, you know what, I'm going to get all these different monsters throughout the timeline and throw them at the Doctor? I think that's what it's going to be.
It's going to... Do you remember? Do you guys? I went to this thing called Doctor Who Live, and it was basically sort of a plot. It was like Nigel Planer just like, oh, I've got this device called the Minimizer, and we're sort of going to grab every monster and just pop it in there.
Was that like the live tour sort of thing?
Yeah, it was like the live tour.
I want that.
Was that the one that Nick Briggs sort of was behind?
Yeah, he played Winston Churchill.
Yeah. Oh, the stories of that he tells on the Chris Johnson podcast 9 is 10. It's some of the funniest things I've ever listened to. So go listen to that instead.
Did you guys ever go?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
Wow.
I wanted to go, but I couldn't. But my friend did, and he did say it was quite good.
Oh, but that was like 7 years ago. My God, how time has flown.
I know.
And the thing is that Nigel's character, what Vorg was, it was related to it was related to the person from Carnival of Monsters.
Well.
That was cool.
That's good. That.
Yeah, I think I remember sort of reading about that at the time. Yeah. That's the first time I found out about the Doctor Who experience. I was like, oh, there's another thing. That's quite cool. It's like Doctor Who, at least in 2010, I sort of felt, it got rebranded, but then it's like, oh my God, it's doing live shows. It's got an exhibition. There's like lots of cool merchandise. And now we live in an age where none of that happens. Like, we had the Symphonic Spectacular,
which like a total of like 3 people went to.
Yeah.
I don't even think Geeks went to that.
I think he might have done the London one. Yeah, Ben, you went, didn't you?
Yeah, I went.
Was it? What do you think? What do you think was better, like the Doctor Who Live or the Symphonic?
To put it this way, Doctor Who Live had a story. The Symphonic Spectacular was basically Peter Davis going, and now we're gonna play I Am the Doctor or Good Man. It was basically Davison with a load of facts about the area where you are. So basically, where I was in Birmingham, so he was just giving us loads of facts about Birmingham, and just loads of Colin Baker jokes that Colin Baker meant had the gig, but hey. He locked Colin Baker up somewhere and he got the gig instead. It was just basically, I prefer Doctor Who Live because it had a bit of a story and it was the first time experiencing the music, as it were. Like, I was quite fortunate going to the proms.
Oh, so right, cool.
So I
never knew you went.
Yeah, I went back in 2013.
Oh, that must have been a good time.
That's another story.
So was the Symphonic Spectacular really just the proms for people who wanted
it was basically the proms touring.
Yeah.
Yeah, and more like sort of arenas rather than sort of the Albert Hall.
Yeah.
Did you get to meet Davison?
It was kind of a weird thing how I sort of, like, I was walking by the Albert Hall because we were trying to figure out where it was and all that. And Davison got out of the car with his hat on and people, like, he just rushed in. And it clicked, that's Davison. And the security came out saying, do not tweet about this. This is going to be a big surprise. it was a complete utter hush, and obviously I knew Davison was there because it was kind of weird because people had photos of the time crash, so they sort of must have an inkling that David was going to be or Davison. I don't know, but it was kind of strange.
Was it sort of because it was sort of meant to be sort of new series, sort of centered that sort of what they sort of put it on the cover? That sort of just like, wasn't like the whole classic thing sort of kept a hush as well, I guess, like playing
that was a
different
surprise.
classic music.
And then you had the rather lovely song of 50.
Oh my god! That monstrosity. The funny thing is with the Symphonic Spectacular, at least the one in Australia, it looks so much better. You had like Tom Baker like doing even Tom Baker. They got Tom Baker to do like introductions to I think it was like the Weeping Angel stuff. And always I think was it it was just Davison out there doing the Australian stuff. I think they might have got like Michelle. They were going to get Michelle Gomez, but she cancelled.
I think they had like Mark Williams and Alex Kingston doing 1 year, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
In Australia.
It would be cool if we sort of maybe did another one with a different host, but we just had Davison here in the UK.
I don't know who I'd like to see.
Yeah,
McGann.
Yeah, McGann would be great. Yeah,
McGann. Everything McGann. We're talking about this new Doctor. Fuck it, scrap it. Let's bring back the Doctor, have a series with him. McGann.
I know we were just like talking about the live events, and we sort of had a spot. I'm sorry.
It's everything McGann.
Right, Ben Atkinson. I'm sorry, but spoiler: I'm the Doctor. Haha. Only joking. Bill is now the Doctor. David, who? I would love to be the Doctor. Unfortunately, I can't. Unfortunately, I act too similar to Colin Baker. Fair enough.
Would you wait? If any of you were acting, would you play the Doctor or would you play the Master? Because I'd be the Master.
Yeah.
Ben, you're the actor, so.
Well, I think you've got to look at it in perspective of actors. You got to be quite fortunate with the jobs you get. So if you're the Doctor, you're looking at 9 months' work. So basically, you're happy because you're going to be busy doing that, and you're not going to have to worry about finding the next job, because once you on day one of your new job, you're like, crikey, I've only got 2 weeks doing this. So you're always constantly looking for jobs, basically. So to have that job security for 9 months, 10 months, and then you've got promoting it, you've got conventions, you're basically set up for life doing Doctor Who. But I personally go for the Doctor.
However, it kills your career stone dead unless you
Exactly.
Well, I think quite a few people have been very fortunate to get out of that. I mean, look at Tennant. He's managed to re-image himself, really, and I guess sort of Davison sort of done it as well, and McCoy, I guess.
Yeah, Davison had a crime drama series for that.
Yeah, so I think it opens a lot of doors, but then again, it does shut quite a few as well.
Yeah, but Davison was relatively well known before going to Doctor Who as well, as in orchestrating and small.
Yeah, he was doing about 3 shows while doing Doctor Who as well.
And Capaldi's did like Paddington 2, which I thought might have been a bit involving, sort of have that sort of in the middle, but isn't
Capaldi got like a really big sort of film schedule over the next couple of years, and that's when people started speculating, going, right, he's going now.
Yeah.
So
I haven't for the record, I haven't seen World War Z, but he might be back for the sequel. I don't know.
Oh shit, making a sequel to that, are they?
I swear they actually are.
A sequel to it.
And he was the Who Doctor, wasn't he? I think he's credited as Who Doctor.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt and zombies. Oh my god, I'm the Doctor. I'm from 2018, and Bill has killed the Doctor, and she kisses the Master. Ben Atkinson. Mate, why? It's really why.
If you made that into a fan fiction, put it on Tumblr, Ben Atkinson, you'd be famous.
Oh, they'd lap it up there.
I said I could send you the box set with my TARDIS. Thanks all. Sammy Satine. I love Romana. She's awesome. I'm a woman, so I look at female characters differently, and I don't love Missy because she's a woman. Same with Romana. Fair to say.
Yeah, fair enough.
How about 2 Masters and 2 Doctors?
Nah, it's getting too crazy now. Come on.
Yeah.
You got to draw a line somewhere.
Yeah, I thought they would have done that after that Cyberman thing, but
Doctor spin off the 2 Masters. Well,
Crispy
actually,
and skin.
Crispy and
yeah.
Skin. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, good times. Good times.
the titles have been revealed, but I was sort of debating earlier whether the sort of rumored ones for the finale were true. I think it was the Converted and the First Planet, I believe.
Wasn't it like silver skinned or something? I heard like one was silver
Yeah.
skinned.
Yeah, I think I think that was another one as well.
The rumoured titles are never true, though. Well, most of the time. Sorry,
I
Sam.
swear that the Heaven Sent and Hellbent were always rumored, but then they were true.
That Ice Warrior story has had like about 4 different titles, I swear, because it's now called the Empress of Mars now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was the Queen of Mars
Portrait
before.
Mars was like the Queen of Mars, and then one of the titles I heard had like Ice Warrior in it with Queen in it. So that's changed a lot. And and A Star in Her Eye. They changed that because it basically spoils the entire plot of episode 1, where Bill literally has a star in her eye, and that's why it attracts the Doctor's attention. So yeah, bravo.
David, who? I think we need to erase the gender stereotyping. Think how big the universe is. Aliens probably have 10 plus genders each.
I think kind of Doctor Who is rarely the only. It's one of like the only TV shows that I've always had like. I've never really had gender stereotyping to be all throughout its era, because if you think about Barbara Wright, she was a history teacher. She brought a fantastic element to the historical stories and the historical episodes. Susan, very intelligent for her age. Fast forward a bit with Zoe, computer programmer, saved the day in the invasion. Liz Shaw, one of my favourite companions, Liz Shaw, wonderful scientist. Joe Grant was always that emotional support, but thus also she was handy with her hat. She was handy, and she had a lot of character development, starting off as that really clumsy dork, and then finishing as like strong and confident and ready to explore the world. And then all throughout these characters, my favorite companion being Ace, who I think is one of the most kick-ass characters that the show has ever had, and who had a fantastic story with her. So I think Doctor Who, it's never really had sort of the gender stereotyping really that much throughout its era. Yeah, you have the Bonnie Langford and Perry, but hey, Big Finish sorts them out, so we're good.
Yeah. Sammy's a teen, and I don't really want a female Doctor, but I could accept it. I think I'm sort of guessing the consensus, at least for this hangout, is we don't want it and we can't accept it.
My problem with the female Doctor is that it does betray the lore of the show. Like that, it has been established what regeneration is and what it does, and then if you come along and then make if you change the Doctor completely into a different person, literally different, completely different, opposite gender, then you're going to be unfamiliar with the show, and it's going to be the last bit of Doctor Who's proper lore being destroyed after Gallifrey was ruined, which I was looking incredibly forward to ever since 2005, the return of Gallifrey. And when the show lets you down that much, you get all these nails in the coffins. And quite frankly, I am brave enough to say, if we do get a female Doctor, that's the final nail in the coffin for me. It's not a sexist thing. It's just because it's just because if it's broke, don't fix it. And Doctor Who has been fixing, quote unquote, a lot of things that aren't broken.
True date.
Mm.
Sammy Satine, I hate gender stereotyping, makes us look bad. Well, damn right. Ben Atkinson, I'm doing drama in college. Oh, nice.
Good luck. Good luck. You'll need it.
I guess, Ben, I just to elaborate, would it be a BTEC or A level? Actually, other Ben, is it BTEC or A level you're doing, or should it?
At the moment, I'm doing an extended diploma.
That is exactly what I'm finishing up on that. Hey, what about you? Yeah, you're at college, James. What about you? Is that an extended diploma for you, or is it an A level?
A levels for me.
Ah, it's an A level.
You poor bugger.
Yeah.
Pray for me.
Tis a hard life when you're doing sick form and that.
Yeah.
David Who? There was a spoof theory that Missy had kidnapped the first. Oh Christ! Yeah,
I
there's
don't want to
been
know
David
if it
Bradley.
involves the third Doctor. I don't
That,
wanna know.
wait. There was this spoof theory that Missy had kidnapped the First Doctor to prevent him from destroying them on. Ah!
Yeah, there were some weird rumors about David Bradley coming back.
Like, I've seen a photo of Capaldi and David Bradley, but Capaldi was around the filming of Adventure
that was
Space
Adventure
and
Space
Time.
and Time.
Are they going like? Oh my! Are they going to destroy William Hartnell's last going of the Doctor? His last bit of dignity for him to go out with a fantastic story, and they're going to ruin that. What, for just a cheap gag joke? Hey, look, I've kidnapped the Doctor. It's ridiculous. I hope that doesn't happen, because it's disrespectful to William Hartnell. That was his swan song. You don't go back and alter a Doctor's exit. Lawrence Miles done it in his book Interference. People fucking hated it. You know, you don't go back and do that, especially with William Hartnell, who none of us would be here sat talking if it wasn't for him.
If it wasn't for Sydney, Verity, Hartnell, among the other crew back in the 60s.
And a bit of Warris.
Ah, yes, Warris. There's I think the actor who played Warris in Adventure Space and Time has sort of been kicked about for New Doctor.
really?
They're just getting everybody who's associated with Doctor Who and just slapping it together on a sandwich and then jizzing on it. I'm sick of it.
Ben Atkinson, and I've been in Doctor Who, but in the back. Lol. How would she kidnap him when he was in the room the whole time? Luke Smaris, whatever that name is. So, do we get to see the regeneration into Missy at the end?
Your guess is as good as ours.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
see why they bring back the Master before her unless they are going to show that regeneration. So. You probably will.
Do you think this is going to be the Missy regeneration story too?
Yeah, I think Missy's going to go.
Yeah.
I think they should clear the slate with everything.
Yeah.
Have Missy regenerate, cut it, like if you want to, or have her regenerate into a new person, let Chris Chibnall deal with that. I think that Bill should go, and I think that obviously Capaldi is going as well. And I also want a new TARDIS. I just want a completely new show.
So do I.
Don't
yeah.
we all? An 11th hour style reboot.
Yep. And I said that on Twitter, which you can follow at Arkham Reviews.
Oh God.
Don't become one of those cheesy people. Hashtag plug. No, don't do that, James.
I didn't say hashtag plug.
Yeah, but you probably will next time.
I
Don't
won't,
do that.
because I'm not a twat. Well, I am a twat, but I'm not that much of a twat.
I'm glad you admitted it to everyone.
On air.
If you didn't think I was a twat, I'd be offended. So there you go.
Right. Luke Smaris, too bad. David Who? That's easy. When he was unconscious and on his own, David Bradley reprising Hartnell's role would be awesome. I personally wouldn't want that, to be honest. As
No.
James said, it's a bit disrespectful, of course, to William Hartnell. He's worked great. The formula for the drama of Adventure Space and Time, you know, I think absolutely worked. In fact, I was just kind of happy with it. It was on BBC Two. It was sort of its own little what do you call docudrama? That's what they call them.
Yeah.
And I did like a similar thing for things like Dad's Army, and I thought those kind of things were really cool. They like say all these kind of nice. I quite like the docudramas. I think they're really cool. Sort of put that and have that to be involved with the show. I just think wouldn't work. And besides, you know, David Bradley's been in Doctor Who, so if you wanted to see that, go watch Dinosaurs on the Spaceship.
And you have to remember that the reason that William Hartnell is absent for episode 3 of 10th Planet was because he was very ill. And if you do sort of have Missy kidnap him at that time point,
It doesn't work.
You're going to make a joke out of it,
Because
it is disrespectful for what William Hartnell and his wife were going through then. So
in episode 3, obviously, and as James said, he's missing. Big Finish did a little story where he visits old Stephen in that little gap. So no, leave that.
Of course, Big Finish get their
Sorry,
first balls
but
up.
it's true, and I quite like that.
Luke Smaris, but since he's back on Gallifrey, maybe we'll see Master get a TARDIS.
Do you know what? I want the Master's TARDIS back. I love the Master's TARDIS. I loved because it was so fun seeing an active chameleon circuit. And I just like, I don't know how the most menacing person in the universe can come out of a horse box. No, this is brilliant. I like it. And I like the Planet of Fire TARDIS. Really love that. Like the black. It worked really well.
David Who? Oh gosh, just imagine Missy's OTT TARDIS. Yeah, the sort of one that she had, I guess, between the finales and such. The Series 8 ones sort of hinted that she went back in time and did what she had to do so that her plan would work. Could be bothered to go back. David Who? Yeah, I agree with JR, come on, gender stereotyping, but I was referring to the Doctor, him, her, themself. Him, her, themself.
I don't quite get the gender stereotyping with the actual Doctor himself. But yeah, whatever.
Critic, I am just going to say it. We need Captain Jack back. When Moffat came on, he completely isolated the references to the past, keeping them to a minimum to set himself aside for RTD, but it ruined it. I think he needs to get more references to the past.
I think I can understand why he did it in Series 5, because this is about Matt and Karen going on their journey. But I can understand if they opened up for like Series 6 and 7, but Series 5, it had to be different to what RTD did to make it fresh. And that relaunch, I've got to be honest, Series 5 is a very good series.
It's definitely Moffat's strongest. I will say as much. Jalcom, yes, it is sexist by definition. Sorry to disagree. That was David Who sort of talking to you. Yeah.
I think that's referring to me saying that I don't want a female Doctor, and that's not sexist to say that. With that exact same definition, you can say it's sexist that they should change the Doctor's gender to be a female. So.
Ben Atkinson, you are doing a BTEC. That is pretty cool, mate. That is pretty cool. And good luck, man. Just good luck with everything and hope that all goes well for you. David Who? The Doctor is an alien. Time Lords can have loads of genders. Just an idea. Oh, was there a book?
So does that make them non-binary if they have no
I
gender?
hate that reasoning, what Moffat gave about them not having a gender. Because why does the Doctor call Susan his granddaughter, and why the hell does Susan call the Doctor her grandfather? Why are there Lord Presidents and why are there Lady Presidents? There is a concept of gender on Gallifrey. Moffat's just trailblazing around it. Simple logic. Know your history.
Oh, this is going so well. Sammy Satine, the rumor is that the first Doctor's coming back with the finale. Yeah, prequel, sequel to no. I refuse to even think that that's even a possibility, that they just, prequel. That's the thing. I think I might have said this before. Why does everything have to be a prequel sequel to a Doctor Who story? And I swear Big Finish are doing this a lot as well. With wasn't it like the fourth Doctor monsters and the fifth Doctor? And I think there's a sequel to Planet of the Daleks coming out for the third Doctor as well.
We wanted Cybermen, and then Nick Briggs gives us Daleks. Thanks, Nick.
It's what he does best, darling.
Just leave the good old classics alone. Ben Atkinson, what if they did a time crash master regeneration where we see all the masters?
Well, most of them are dead, so good luck with that.
Oh dear, James.
But negativity's back.
Oh no. This is following. Jalka must hate the 5 Doctors so much since it walks over Hartnell's memory.
No. That is not my issue. I love the 5 Doctors. It was my first ever classic DVD that I got. That wasn't a rip.
Mine was the DVD files version.
Oh, I've got the 1999 original version, the first ever Doctor Who DVD.
I eventually got the special edition in here.
The problem I have with going back and altering a story is I don't think that you should go back and alter a swan song. William Hartnell didn't want to leave Doctor Who. That was his last stamp that he could have on that show. Missy, honestly, if they have her interfere with Hartnell's past, they're going to make it into a gag. And I just don't want that. it annoys, and as I mentioned before, it completely annoys me how they, the book Interference by Lawrence Miles, what they do is they essentially kill off the third Doctor after Monster of Peladon, so the rest of his final series doesn't really exist. And I think it's just tampering with shit for no reason. And I have no problem with his name has completely gone from my mind. Who replaced Hartnell in Five Doctors?
Richard Handel.
Richard Handel. I have no problem with Richard Handel, and I had no problem with Adventure of Space and Time, although I didn't really think David Bradley was the best Hartnell impression ever, to be honest. I think he could have altered his voice a little bit. But, you know, I have no problem with that. I just don't think you should go back and alter a Swan song. Yeah, honestly, it's like when Davison's on the floor, dying, you just have a Missy come in, grab Davis, and then throw in Colin Baker again. It's like that. It's just weird. I don't like that.
There was something I swear I was going to sort of add, but now for something it's just it always just fades away. So I'll just carry on with the comments. Ben Atkinson, if Jack came back, I want to see him become the face of Bo. That's probably
we don't need to see that.
No.
If Jack came back, I wouldn't want to see him as the face. So that is what was planned for the good man who goes to war, because they were going to have Jack be beheaded by the headless monks, and then that would be Jack's end and how he becomes the face of Bo. So yeah, that would have been a load of shit.
Yep.
Sammy Satine, I think Hellbent did a massive dump of all over nearly 54 years of Doctor Who history. My God, has it gone on for that long? Not to mention the Doctor being last of Time Lord since 2005.
Yeah, I agree with that, because fans have been speculating since 2005 how they're going to bring back Gallifrey, and they brought it back and they made it all about Clara. And I completely hated how the Doctor ran away from Gallifrey because he was scared. It makes no sense. Because obviously Hartnell was not scared of anything. Watch the War Machines.
Yes, exactly.
Hybrid. What's that? I'll slap that bollocks. I'll slap him in the balls. No, but I just don't like Hellbent. It did ruin 54 years of Doctor Who history, and I just think the Doctor was lying about being scared, and he was just telling the Time Lords what they wanted to hear. That's my reasoning for that. Yeah.
By the way, can we just comments? By the way, can we just acknowledge that Time Lord is not the rank, is rank, not species? Yes.
Yep.
I'm going.
Yep.
Yep.
Please, because the new series rarely does go with the whole. Oh yeah, Time Lords. They're the strongest race in the galaxy. No, Gallifreyans are the race.
Gallifreyans, then Time Lords,
and the elite become Time Lords. And then you get the whole Loom shit, which TJ Productions is currently wanking over wherever he is. Sorry, Tom.
I don't think he's one of the 10 watching tonight. Ben Atkinson, imagine if you married a Time Lord and then he or she became a man or woman. Well, that's
the
wouldn't
issue.
make sense.
That's the issue with gender swaps, isn't it? It is established that Time Lords do have relationships. The Doctor had a wife and things like that. If regeneration is an artificial thing, why would you make it? Why would you make why would you make them swap their genders when it can break relationships and cause probably intense psychological trauma? I know if I woke up as a woman, I would probably go a bit mental. So,
but you are a woman, James.
You have a woman's touch, my lord.
You misgendering me.
Carry on.
Yeah, sorry, Ben Atkinson, but it was the next day. Oh, yeah, right, okay, just following that up. David Who? Ben, I might be fine with that. It depends on the attraction. I think, well, he might have was talking to Ben about a comment that he made later. I'm sort of I'm nearly catching up to you guys. I'm getting there. I can't even. Yeah, I have a card. Do you remember that remark, Ben? David Who? He's sort of saying to you, Ben, I might be fine with that. It depends on the attraction.
The attraction.
I guess the whole casting the Doctor and that.
Oh,
probably.
Ben, well, Isabel cast about being the master of a Doctor? I don't know. Is that?
Probably.
That's the only thing what springs to my mind at this moment in time. So much what's gone on since. But anyway.
I'm just reading it as it is. Ben Atkinson. It would be funny though. Ben Atkinson, Jeremy Keel, actually Jeremy Kyle, he sort of later says, would be made. Yeah, I wouldn't bring Jeremy Kyle into this whole thing. David Who to James. I'm glad I'm not in the room with Jay Arkham. How the debate would go on forever. It probably would.
I've never lost an argument about Doctor Who, and never will. I've had the argument 1,000 times. You know, it is what it is. It just comes down. If you don't agree, you don't agree. So, and that's fair enough, because I'm not going to force my opinion on those, and I expect the same from the other side. I just give facts and figures and logic, and then
For
that's
some
it.
reason, I heard Adele's hello. Just like, I must have called I must have done this 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Dear God, you are the Adele of Doctor Who fans, James.
Thanks.
You're welcome. David Who, I love you all. Anyhow, no worries. Yeah, no, well, no hard feelings. We're no hard
No, I'm not having a go at anyone. Like,
no.
I'm just quite passionate.
At the end of the day, media is completely subjective.
Yep. And we all agree that Moffat's a twat anyway, so that.
Yeah.
David Who, yeah, it's Gallifreyans. Finally, I agree.
Yep.
Ben Atkinson. One day you would say dad, the next day you would say mum. Lol. No misinterpreting. I was addressing the other Ben in the chat. Oh shit! Sorry, no, it wasn't.
Oh,
Sorry,
I
Ben.
get it.
But
when they said, when he went, imagine if you were married to Time Lords and then he or she became a man and woman, and then David.
I
Hughes
think what
says
we're
he'd
gonna
be
do,
fine,
like
yeah.
David, if you want to address Ben M in the Hangout, just put Ben M, and then
I know it's kind of
Ben
going to be
A.
not slightly than me.
Yeah, I will. You know, yeah. I don't think we'll number you like people have done for me and the Geeks Handbags, but you know, yeah. Patrick Sherwood.
We just call Adam Geeks, though, don't we?
True.
Yeah.
True. Hi, Patrick Sherwood. You have just joined. Yes, hello. Ben Atkinson. Just think you could commit a crime as a man and then as a woman. Dear God, what has this become? That's pretty much the end of the comments, but this is what I just love about it. This whole like this sort of chat has become its own little conversation whilst we're sort of having ours. I sort of love that about Hangouts. So I feel bad if I'm sort of like end one chat because it'll end like David, Ben, Patrick's, I think Sammy as well. Who else have we had tonight? Critic. It's not like critic as in like CRI, you know, it's sort of as if you're writing a crypto or whatever. That sort of KY and that. Yeah, that's carry on. Oh, who is the other Ben? I see an imposter. No, Ben is not an imposter. He's a good friend of ours. He's a good friend of ours.
I've been here for nearly 6 years. I'm pretty not an imposter. I'm an old bugger.
He is getting old now. You know, it's
I've got my
only
free
10:30,
buff
it's working
pass.
for his bedtime.
Literally, I've got my cup of tea on standby.
Sat in his armchair. No, it's a rocking chair with Ben.
Well, this is quite hilarious. The recent comment, David Who to Ben M. I didn't even know you were Ben because I'm using my mobile app for YouTube and it doesn't show your name. Oh, because it's just Poet Smith 11. Yeah,
I'm the imposter.
that's the thing. I think for all of us, we've not made it a secret of our first names. I know we sort of have our nicknames, but some people, I guess, sort of have like privacy reasons to say, oh, I won't actually say I'll just go under. But I personally, been. My name is in my bloody title.
Yeah.
So and you have what Jay? It's just like it could be Joe, could be But yeah, I'm not kept secret. My name's Adam, basically. Yeah, I don't make it a privacy thing. I sort of let it out. That's pretty fine by me. You're right, Jay.
There's also Ben Less, the host productions, just to confuse matters. Well, there's an easy way to distinguish our Ben from productions, and it's just identify the one with the shit ginger hair.
Oh God!
Oh.
You're dropping the mic even more.
I'm just rubbing host productions. He's a cool guy with a cloud atop his head.
I guess on that bombshell, it's
Move
good
on,
night.
Alan. Move on.
Yeah, well, well, David, who just head out? I don't know. Well,
he's got it cut. I think I saw on Twitter. I think he's got it cut anyway. It's chill.
yeah. Well, Leo, do you want to leave anything? What are you guys sort of doing? Like, yeah. Actually,
We know
right.
what we're doing.
We know what we're doing. No, wait. Yeah. Okay. So it'll be Doctor Who comes back on the 15th. And there's a few things that sort of like going on sort of before then. People, going out, doing things, doing events and whatnot. Do you guys sort of, want to say what's going on? What are you doing when Doctor Who comes back, or are you going to do something sort of before, or after, or during?
Well, we know what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, that's maybe not like specifically, but
And you know what you're doing. We all know what we're doing.
we all know what
Do you know
we're
what you're
doing. We're doing
Oh,
so
God.
much.
You're gonna see like about 5 or 6 vlogs of like the exact same footage from different camera angles.
Oh, come on, might
Who
as
said
well.
we're
Might as
vlogging?
well.
Who said we're vlogging?
Vlogging as something.
True. Should we actually refer to what we're talking about, or is it to everyone else?
Well, you could do. It's you could make it up if you wanted to keep it that secret.
You could follow me on Twitter because I think you mentioned it
Oh
to
my
Benyas.
God.
Have you already
Stop
mentioned it?
being hashtag plugin. No, stop right there, you hipster. Just because you want more followers, it isn't a race.
Do you know what? I might as well just keep the whole night live. Like, why not? David, who? Ironically, I will be in Cardiff on the 15th of April.
That's when
When
the experience has got like that big sort of like
Lucky
the
season
monsters.
special monster thing, yeah.
Oh yeah, when you can like change yourself into a Zygon and
Yeah.
things like that. Yeah.
Tickets for that went like instantly.
Oh,
Something like
next
we don't
week,
want
like that following week, the experience is doing Mr. Men.
Is it?
Yeah, it's doing like a Mr. Men thing. There's also going to be
Why
a
didn't we
signing
go
in
then?
FP.
Why did we go then?
And the
no.
TARDIS tours start.
That's not
And that's when the TARDIS tours start as well.
It's so shit. We miss out on it, like by a couple of days or something.
Yeah, I know.
By
I
2
would
days.
happily missed Smile to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, which one do you think? I probably Doctor 4 because I'm biased. Doctor First looks pretty alright. Just probably I won't about it. Just worry about the other ones.
8.
Eventually, do you think that that's whether they do all of them is?
Yeah, they've
It's
got to
up to
do
Admiral
all of them.
Hargreaves.
They've got to do all of them.
Yeah.
Like the OCD and people will be like, no, this is not working. We need all of them.
But Ben, how do you feel like Doctor Third being a Mr. Men?
I think it'd be pretty badass with Bessie.
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty cool. Doctor 3.
Is anybody actually tempted to get the books?
I'm sure one of us will get it.
Yeah,
Ben will
it'll
get
probably
the
be
first
Adam getting
Doctor
Doctor 4.
Yeah, I'll
be
get
Adam
Doctor 4.
out
We'll
of
get
all of
Doctor
us.
I'll probably get Doctor First, to be honest.
They're dead cheap, aren't they, as well? So
Yeah. That's the thing. They sort of at the events, they're doing like badges and sort of things like that as well.
yeah, I'm going to Forbidden Planet on that day because they're getting like the enemies the first Doctor set, the chase set, and the enemies the third Doctor set. You can get all 3 of them for 15 quid. I've
So
already
$5
got them.
each.
Yeah, so I've already got them, but army build. I'll probably.
And he's got no room for it, so it's going to be funny seeing him
I've got
put that
completely
shit
no
off.
room for it, but we'll see how.
I think they're giving out 3 posters, 3 comics, for the Forbidden Planet. And this will be on the 15th when Doctor Who comes back. It'll be like for all the ForbiddenPlanet.coms, excluding the internationals, which may make some people pissed because someone was like, "Oh, why did they do the Manchester one, which is international, and not the ForbiddenPlanet.com?" That's quite cool.
I know the best thing about the enemies of the third Doctor set being about a £5. You can get 2 of them, and you can have a Jurassic for each hand.
Exactly. Yeah. It's easy. Oh right. Okay. It seems that I sort of went on the page. They revealed the post. That the free post you get is from the Magician's Apprentice.
Who's on it?
Capaldi with a guitar and a tank in the background.
I'll take it. It's free.
It's. I won't put it on my wall. I'll just like keep it wrapped and just sealed and just
Yeah.
throw it in the corner. And I think
Sell it on eBay in about 20 years' time.
Yeah. I think the free comic is like a multi-Doctor one as well.
Is it? Oh, hello. Oh, there's a free. Oh, yeah. I'm just looking now. There's a.
It's like a cover with all of them in glasses, basically.
I've seen that poster before. I swear Cyber Leader 1010 had that in a collection update like months ago, like over a year ago. I've seen they've done that poster before. I think.
What, the Capaldi one?
Yeah, I've seen that poster before.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
It's probably stock wasn't sold. It's like, oh, we'll bung it in a goodie bag.
What's this comic?
Oh, it best be a goodie bag. Just like I think. Actually, I will specifically read this. It says, plus, oh, wait, hang on. For young Gallifreyans, we have free activity packs and badges from the upcoming Doctor Who Mr. Men matchup from Penguin Books. We have free Doctor Who comics for the first 50 people through the door. Additionally, for the first 30 customers purchasing a Doctor Who item, will get the poster. So at least if you're through the door, just pick up the comic. When you buy something, you get the poster.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we're a bit too old for that, but you can always just floor one of the fuckers and run off.
No, I'm getting my Doctor Fourth badge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's look back at the comments. Bene, Sammy Satine. Do you think the original wife of the Doctor on Gallifrey must have died before the Doctor left Gallifrey?
What, Patience?
Oh.
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 I'm gonna throw out there Patience from Cold Fusion.
Yeah. The Doctor is banging Omega's wife.
Yeah.
Well, I've always thought that if the Doctor destroys Gallifrey, then I'm pretty sure he would make sure his family and friends are safe. Like, I'm sure he would have got like Romana.
You'd think so, yeah.
I don't think he would have let his family die and stuff like that. It doesn't really make much sense, to be honest.
Well, it would add more character for the War Doctor if he just like, oh, I'm gonna let you die.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna
that's
get
just
that.
edgy and shit, and I already hate the War Doctor, so make me hate him more.
Well, you're meant to hate him, really, I guess.
Yeah. He's not McGann.
Well, nobody's no McGann. Everybody loves McGann.
Should have been McGann. More comments?
Well, shocking.
Rocking.
Oh,
I'm scared
you'll
now.
find out when you sort of like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's
Ben. Just don't.
Yep. Yeah.
What is it?
Not you.
No,
Imposter
Ben Atkinson.
Oh,
Why,
right,
what's
I'm
up-
getting
what-
confused.
What's
no,
so bad?
You don't want to know.
There's a comment like before Sammy's last one, and then a reply to that.
Why
Jesus.
is it insulting or?
No, it's just weird. just outrightly say.
Let's
Is
move on.
It's not like, can I have your babies? Because those are as weird
Well,
as it
fairly
gets, I
close.
guess.
It's associated with that.
Yeah.
But-
James, do they want your babies?
For God's sake, Ben, just go bloody look at it and stop talking about it, for Christ's sake.
I'm on my phone.
We'll tell you
This
later.
weird stand-up thing. It's not even tied to like what we normally do.
We'll
We
tell
just
you
like-
later.
Yeah.
Past my bedtime now.
Oh Christ.
Like, are we going to continue this or?
I think it's best if we just wrap this up.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining. I feel bad for sort of making it close on the conversation, but hey, that's the way the show goes. Hope you guys have enjoyed this John Simm, Bill, questions, answers, extravaganza. And we shall see you in the next one. Cheerio.